Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Now in today's video we're going to be having another look at RENNSPORT. Now RENNSPORT is a brand new driving simulator currently in development, and I've got access to the early alpha build. Now RENNSPORT was used in the ESL event in Katowice quite recently, where all the top esports teams competed in the LAN event, and from what I saw online it actually looked superb. In the build we're going to test today, we've now got a couple of new pieces of content. So if you remember from the last one, we had the BMW M4 GT3, the Audi R8 and the Porsche 911 GT3. Well, now we've got the Mercedes AMG Evo. And also, we now have the Nürburgring Grand Prix track and Spa. So in this video, I'm going to take a look at both of those circuits, and we're going to take out the new Mercedes AMG GT3. Now, 3 months ago I tried this and there was a few things that I thought was a little bit weird. I didn't think it looked the best. It looked a little bit fuzzy, a little bit blurry. The braking I thought was a little bit weird in the final stage of braking. I just thought the car slowed up a little bit too much and the curbs just felt off. So hopefully those little bugs have been fixed, and we're going to find out in this video if it's any better than it was 3 months ago. So we're going to jump in to a new session. Now there's not many options that we can choose from in the simulator itself. Obviously it's early alpha, it's still in development. So we'll select the cars. These are the cars that we can select. So the top left one there behind my webcam is the AMG. We've got the BMW M4, we've got the Porsche 911, the Audi R8 and the Mercedes AMG. So we'll select the AMG. And the tracks, well, you can't see them behind my webcam there. So at the top, we've got Spa, Hockenheimring, and the Nürburgring Grand Prix. Let's try the Nürburgring Grand Prix in the Mercedes. So here we are then, in the pits at the Nürburgring. Now, there's no garage, there's no setup screen. Can't make any changes to the car as yet. But obviously, the esports drivers at the LAN event were able to do that. I'm sure they were. So that's obviously there. It's just not available to us to have a look at yet. All we've got is two options: go on track or back. So we'll click go on track. Now, a couple of things I want to mention. The performance of the sim wasn't very good at all until I limited the frames per second in the sim to 60. It seems a lot better doing that. When I didn't do that, it just didn't seem very smooth. And also the UI on the screen there, right in front of the dashboard, I can't get rid of that. I can get rid of everything, but I can't find an option just to get rid of that, which is a little bit annoying. Right, let's have a listen to the Merc. Sounds like a diesel tractor. Don't like the sound of the Merc. Doesn't sound like an AMG to me. Early alpha though. Right, let's get out on track. The reflections in the bonnet are really good. Right, let's have a look at the Nürburgring. Looks very good. The track looks brilliant. Track looks brilliant. Force feedback feels quite detailed. Now, a couple of things that were off to me were the curbs before and the braking, the last phase of braking. The car seemed to slow up a little bit too quickly. We're going to see if those issues for me, the things that I didn't particularly like, see if those things are still there. Let's have a listen to the car. Bit of a gearbox whine there, which was nice as the car accelerated. It was quite nice. I'm not a fan of the engine noise though. And the curb noise is a little bit too pronounced. Can't find an option. Still doing that slow down thing. The last 20-30 meters just seems to slow down a little bit too much for my liking. Now, I couldn't find a setting in the options to change the audio level for the curbs. There was chassis and environment. I'd like one just for the curbs, really. Seems like there's a little bit of a delay on the the sounds of the curbs as well. You know, like a few milliseconds before it actually registers that you're on them, and it gives you the sound. This is the bad version of the Nürburgring. Yeah, still dragging me in there, but I was well on top of the curb there. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt there. Try this one. Yeah, that's fine. That curb felt okay. Yeah, see how much it slowed down towards the end there, just by holding the brakes. Is that real? I don't know, I've never driven a GT3 car. It just doesn't seem to slow down at the same rate, if that makes sense. It seems to slow down and then towards the end just a bit more. That was present when I tested it 3 months ago, so that's maybe just how GT3 cars were. I don't know, I've never driven one, but it just doesn't feel natural to me, and it doesn't feel like that on any other simulator that I've tried, apart from maybe Automobilista 2. Circuit looks brilliant though. Circuit looks really good. See, just I wouldn't have thought that we'd get it stopped in that time there. Yeah, the curbs feel good. I like the curbs now. Curbs are fine. Force feedback's brilliant. Force feedback's really good. I'm not a fan of how it sounds, unfortunately. It drives okay though, it does drive alright. I do quite like the way it drives. I don't like the way it sounds, the Merc. Doesn't sound like an AMG to me. But early alpha build, it might change. Right, let's have a look at Spa in the Audi. Right, same deal at Spa. There's no garage screen that we can enter to have a look at the setup, so we'll just go on track. Let's have a listen to the Audi. That sounds more like it, doesn't it? Yeah, that sounds better. Right, get out there on track. So, this is the new version of Spa, with the new grandstand and all that kind of stuff. So it's nice to have a brand new version of Spa. The force feedback's like really detailed. I did notice that the RPM lights aren't working on the Asetek Simsports Wheelbase, but the game's in early alpha build, so it is what it is. I'm sure that'll be rectified. Right, here we go then. Yeah, new version. That looks pretty nice, doesn't it? Looks pretty darn good. I like the track lights. Oh, this car sounds good. I love that gearbox whine. I'm just admiring the track for now. Yeah, curbs feel good. So you might be wondering why I'm not running this in triple screen. I can run it to the desktop resolution, so I'm using NVIDIA Surround. So I can run it at that resolution, but there's no options in the sim that I can find for triple screens to set the dimensions to get a proper triple screen setup. All of the guys that were running this sim at the event in Katowice were running ultra wide, so you obviously don't need that support. I'm sure that will come at a later date. Oh, blimey. Force feedback is really detailed, really detailed. It drives just like you would expect the GT3 car to drive though, you know, if you've driven other simulators. Yeah, penalty there. Roger. Right, let's check this braking thing here, see if it... See, just that very last bit. If anybody who's driven a GT3 car can let me know in the comments, or if anybody knows a lot about GT3s, is that what would happen? I might just have it completely wrong, which is probably the case. It just seems to slow up a little bit too much in the last 20 metres. Right, let's push on a bit now and see what this Audi's like around here. I remember the last time we drove it, the setup was like weird. Another penalty, right, okay. So we need to be able to move all this UI all over the place, you know, wherever we want to move it. That's really important, I think, for us. Especially those of us that create content. We don't want too much on screen. Yeah, the curbs are actually really nice now. I like the curbs. Done a great job with the curbs. Or how the car feels over the curbs, should I say. You can hear the TC kicking in there, just whirring away in the background. We reduce that a bit. TC down to 3. I like the way it drives though, it does drive pretty well considering the stage where the simulator is right now. You know, it's early alpha, it's not even beta yet. Visuals look pretty good, it looks a little bit crisper than it did last time I tried it. Yeah, I like that little transition there off the green curb. That was nice. There's no way we should have got it back for that apex there. Whoa, oi, 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 oi. It's that Spa in the Audi. Quite like that. Right, so we've had a look at a couple of new pieces of content on RENNSPORT and had a drive in the simulator after the last time, which was 3 months ago. What do I think? Well, we'll start with the content first of all. So the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit looked brilliant. Really, really good representation of the track. I really like it. The Mercedes, though, it drives okay. It's got that weird braking thing, as does every car in RENNSPORT. But I don't like the sound. I don't think the Mercedes sounds AMG enough. It just doesn't have that deep burble that you associate with AMGs. Now, I've never stood next to an AMG GT3 car when it's been running. I've no idea. I'm only going off what I've heard in other simulators. And it just doesn't seem to be quite there. As for the Audi, that sounds brilliant. That sounds better than it does in other simulators. I really like the way the Audi sounds. Spa, again, a brilliant representation of Spa, the new version of Spa. It looks absolutely stunning. Now, a couple of things that I had gripes with the last time I tried RENNSPORT. Number one, the graphics seemed a little bit fuzzy. And they seem better this time. They do seem a little bit more clear. Although I did have to lower the frames per second in the sim to 60 to get it to run better. And I'm only running it on a single screen. There's no triple screen support yet. That is another bugbear of mine. The curbs, when I tried it 3 months ago, I didn't like the way the curbs felt. Now the curbs feel brilliant. The force feedback is excellent, really good. The slip angle of the cars feels fine, nice and controllable. I just don't like the braking, or to be more specific, the last phase of the braking, that last 20 or 30 meters, the car just seems to slope a little bit too quick. But we've got to remember where this simulator is right now. It's in development, early alpha. You know, it's not even in beta yet. So this is like super, super early. So for this to be in this state right now, alpha, I think it's incredible. My only concern is that this is just going to be a replacement for ACC. And I've got a funny feeling that it is. I can't see there being much else released. This is going to be a platform for the eSports drivers to compete on. So it's going to have your GT3s. No doubt it will have your LMP cars. But I don't think it's going to have anything else, which is a bit disappointing if that is the case. Fingers crossed they will release some other content for it. But at the moment, for me, I think it's just going to be a bit of an ACC clone or an ACC replacement. But already, I mean, I've got to be honest, already it drives better than ACC from the testing that I've done now, and it's early alpha. So that's a good sign. So if you are a fan of ACC, well, if something better comes along, are you really going to complain if you jump ship? I wouldn't. If something better than iRacing came along with the diverse range of cars that it has, then I would jump ship if it was better. Of course I would. I'm not that loyal. So yeah, that's my only concern, that it's going to be a GT3 / LMP only title. But it's very, very promising for a title that's early alpha. I don't think we could expect any more. And to be honest, I'm quite surprised at how well it drives. Yes, there are some things that need fixing. And then when we get triple screen support and stuff like that, then we can have a proper look at it. But at the moment, it's definitely much better than it was when I tried it 3 months ago. But let me know down below in the comments what you think. Is this just going to be another GT3 simulator? Is this just going to be an ACC clone or an ACC beta? Is this going to take over the eSports scene in sim racing? I think it will. But let's see. Let me know down below in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. See you later. Cheers.